Folks, there is a new fourth stimulus check, and thousands of Americans are set to receive checks worth as much as $2,500 very soon. Many of you are wondering whether your state will send you one. Well, I'll be sharing all this important information for the fourth stimulus payment in today's video. So continue watching. We got a ton of news about this. Since the IRS distributed the final batch of these economic impact payments to eligible individuals, the concept of a fourth federal stimulus payment has been under consideration. There are several statewide programs that are in full swing or just getting started. The Alaska Permanent Fund dividend pays Alaska residents a portion of state minerals revenue in the form of an annual dividend to benefit current and future generations. Although the deadline is March 31st of the year for which you're applying, there are some exceptions. According to officials, applicants who filed an application online and have been determined eligible will receive a September 22 stimulus payment. That's until the end of October at least. In the Washington Working Families Tax Credit aims to offer financial support to residents for the state range from $50 to $100. Now, these payments will be allocated to individuals and families taking into account specific criteria like the income level and the number of qualifying children in the household. Furthermore, eligible recipients will have a 3-year window to claim the credit. Massachusetts has also already began doing this, and if you haven't even filed your 2021 return, you can still get a refund as well if you file by September 15th. If you're eligible for a refund, you should receive it about 1 month after you file. The New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department started issuing rebate checks of up to $1,000 for the married couples, heads of households, and surviving spouses, and even $500 for single filers. Eligible residents who filed a 2021 income tax return are not even declared dependent on another tax return if they will receive a payment automatically. The payment is actually a rebate for the New Mexico residents who have filed or will file. Now, experts have noted that Joe Biden didn't even offer much to student loans, but instead experts say that the president provided a watered-down version of the forbearance loan. More details on the previously announced update income-driven repayment plan and a promise again to help America out. Joe Biden said it would actually be discharging the loans for borrowers who've been in repayment for about 20-25 years under the program. But now, under the announcement from Joe Biden again, Biden has announced the programs of the day of the Supreme Court decision. Questioning remains about how implementation for this process will work, to help borrowers adjust their monthly payments and to restart in September. The president announced that the revamped program, which will last 12 months according to student loan experts, is actually a forbearance in many ways. It can help borrowers pay their student loans. Some advocates are actually recommending that they do not even use the on-ramp program, and thus avoid interest accrual. Now, during this period, borrowers who miss payments won't be reported to the credit bureaus and won't be considered in default and won't be referred to collection agencies for those payments. It's similar to the payment pause during the crisis, which was actually called forbearance. But the interest will occur, and a key difference. During this key crisis payment pause, interest was set at 0%. According to Yahoo News, although payments won't even be due for another year, balances will start accruing interest on September 1st. The longer it takes for Biden to cancel the debt, the more it will cost the people that are in debt. All we know is that Joe Biden will need to send out the stimulus payments very, very fast.
We take taxes. We take their employment. We have over, we have hundreds of thousands 345,000 DACA recipients served as essential workers in 2021 during the COVID pandemic alone. They serve in our healthcare systems. They serve our elderly. They are nursing home workers. And we're having a hearing today as to why people who are American, they are American, do not deserve healthcare. They're here lawfully. They pay more taxes than Facebook does. They pay more taxes than many of our federal corporations do. DACA recipients pay for members of Congress's health care more than Facebook does. And we are sitting here having a hearing and saying we're going to return that favor by stripping them of their ability to engage in Medicaid when they are the ones that are changing our grandparents' sheets in a nursing home. I cannot believe this. The idea that this would somehow act as an incentive when any DACA eligibility ended in 2007, over a dozen years ago, is laughable.
70 can receive the highest possible payment of up to $4,500. Social Security payments receive an annual adjustment based on the Consumer Price Index, ensuring they keep up with inflation. The future sustainability of the program has been a topic of discussion for Congress, and experts even warned that without proper funding, Social Security will become insolvent by 2033, which is in another 10 years. That's when the trust is projected to run out of money. But if Congress fails to resolve this, recipients may experience reduced payments in the future. Like House Republicans have suggested that raising the full retirement age to 69 by 2033, despite the current retirement age in the United States being 67. It means those planning to retire as soon as possible can do so at age 62 to begin receiving Social Security benefits. Alternatively, individuals can wait until 70 years old to receive the maximum monthly benefit. Older adults just worry that the payments that are currently receiving will be cut by a looming shortfall in the federal program. It's important to understand that old age survivors and disability insurance affects not just seniors but also workers who develop disabilities in families in which a spouse or parent dies. And because Social Security is funded through a payroll tax era, employers and employees each pay 6% of wages up to the taxable maximum of $160,000. The trustees of the Social Security and Medicare reported that more than money is coming out than coming in. And without intervention, this trust fund will only have continuing tax income to pay out 77% of the scheduled payment. And starting in 2031, Medicare's hospital insurance will be able to pay 89% of the scheduled benefits for hospital services. The Disability Trust Fund is projected to be able to pay 100% of total scheduled benefits throughout at least 2097. And by the end of this year, inflation levels are reaching an all-time high, and interest rates had grown considerably since the onset of the crisis, and the impact of the supply chain issue was still echoing throughout the market. And given these unanticipated disruptions, the American real estate market faced a very hard and tumultuous, eventful year. But people are looking for a turnaround to happen next year. Economists are predicting that interest and mortgage rates will peak again this year as well, and even a report finds that affordability is even calming as mortgage rates are slowing down. But in its efforts to report the highest inflation in decades, U.S. is actually making things better. The Federal Reserve will likely need to increase interest rates a couple more times over the course of the year to deliver a rate hike at its next scheduled meeting. Folks, what do you think that Joe Biden will do for the fourth stimulus payment? Do you believe he can get the job done in 2033 or in 2024? Happy Tuesday, everybody, and hope everyone's having a great day so far. So in this video, let's go over the latest news surrounding a fourth stimulus check and a $200 increase in your Social Security benefits. By the way, everybody, if you believe that the Social Security benefits must be increased by $200 a month, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. I personally believe that our politicians in Congress must do a better job in helping out the American people. The great American people still need help, and they need help now. And if you guys agree with my message, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. Because remember folks, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most